Hey there and welcome. We've put together this guide for our ushers here at Timothy Lutheran Church. So whether this is your very first time serving or maybe you just want a little refresher, we're so glad you're here. We're going to walk through everything you need to know so you can serve with confidence because what you do is just so important to our worship service.
So let's start with the heart of it all, the why behind this role. I think this quote just says it perfectly. You're not just an usher, you're a host for God. You're the first friendly face people see, and you help set the tone, creating a space where everyone, and I mean everyone, can feel comfortable and welcomed in God's house.
All right, so here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with what your role really is. Then we'll get into the specifics of what to do before, during, and after the service. And we'll definitely spend some time on how to guide Holy Communion. Simple as that. Let's jump in.
Okay, section 1. Your vital role as an usher. And yeah, it's about so much more than just seating people. Let's talk about what that really means.
You know, this definition really gets to the heart of it. Church ushering is an act of service to God. When you think about it, by preparing this sanctuary, keeping things orderly, and just being that welcoming presence, you're directly helping to promote worship. You're making it possible for every single person who walks in to feel at home and ready to connect with God. All right, let's get practical. Section 2, before the service begins. This is all about preparing the Lord's house. Everything you do now sets the stage for a smooth, meaningful worship service, so this part is super important. First things first, timing. Punctuality is a really big deal here. If you're serving at the 8:30 service, please be here by 8 a.m. sharp. That gives you a solid 30 minutes. For the 11 a.m. service, you'll need to arrive by 10:40. That window of time is crucial to get everything ready before the first worshipers start arriving. Okay, so once you're here, we have a little checklist to run through. It's pretty straightforward. First, get the front doors and the main sanctuary doors unlocked. Then, let's get some light in here. Turn on the lights for the sanctuary, the narthex, the fellowship hall, and the restrooms. Next up, just take a quick peek at the thermostat. Make sure it feels comfortable. After that, do a quick scan of the pews. Are the Bibles and offering envelopes in place? And this one's a biggie. Double check that you've got the bulletins for the correct service. Finally, you'll put an attendance book with blank sheets at the end of every pew. And just like that, you're ready for people to arrive. All right, the doors are open, people are here, and the service is starting. Now your role shifts a bit. This section is all about what you do during the service to facilitate that spirit of worship. So, what does that look like? Well, mainly, it's about being alert, just keeping your eyes open for anyone who might need help. You'll also want to assist any latecomers, helping them find a seat quietly and respectfully. It's really important to stay on duty at your post through the whole service, just in case anything comes up, because you're also our first line of response for any emergencies. And of course, always, always be on the lookout for visitors and go out of your way to make them feel welcome. Okay, one of your key tasks during the service is collecting prayer requests. So how do we do that? Well, it happens during the sermon hymn, and we have a very specific and respectful way of doing it to keep things flowing smoothly. It's a really simple 4-step process. As that hymn starts, you'll hold up a prayer card so people can see it. Then, just walk down your assigned aisle toward the front of the church. When you get to the front, turn around and walk slowly back toward the entrance, collecting any cards that people hold out for you. Once all the cards are collected, one usher will gather them all up and take them directly to the pastor. Easy peasy. Okay, let's talk about receiving the offering. This is a team effort. It all starts with 4 ushers moving to the front of the sanctuary. 2 of you will head to aisle 2, and the other 2 will head to aisle 4. That's your starting formation. From there, the pastor will give you the offering plates. It's 1 usher per aisle, so you'll cover aisles 1, 2, 3, and 4. You just pass the plate down each row and collect it at the other end. Now, here's a key detail. If you're the usher on aisle 1, please remember to include the choir in the collection. Once your aisle is done, 2 ushers will take the plates and walk up the center aisle, that's aisle 3, to the altar. You'll stay there at the altar for the prayer. All right, now for one of your most important responsibilities, guiding Holy Communion. This is a really sacred moment, and our job is to make sure it's an orderly, reverent, and meaningful process for absolutely everyone. So, what's the magic number? It's 13 to 14. That's how many people you want to invite up to the rail at a time. This is really the key to keeping a steady, smooth flow and making sure we don't have a traffic jam up at the altar. Okay, so here's how that flow works. We start on the lectern side, that's aisle 4. You'll invite the first group up to the rail.
Now here's the trick. As soon as that group starts receiving the bread, that's your cue to invite the first group from the other side, the pulpit side, using aisle 2. You see the pattern? It's like a back and forth rhythm. You just keep that alternating process going. And a couple final notes. The choir always receives communion last, and then you, the ushers, will go up with the very final table. Now, while you're guiding people and keeping that flow going, you've got one more super important job: counting. Yep, you need to count every single person who takes communion on your side of the sanctuary. It's a simple head count, but it's crucial for our records. Once communion is all done, just give your final number to the head usher. Okay, we're in the home stretch. Let's talk about what happens after the service concludes. Your final duties are all about restoring the sanctuary and bringing our time of worship to a peaceful close. So here's your final checklist for closing everything down. Right after the benediction, it's great if you can set an example by observing the silent prayer. Then, as people are heading out, stand by the doors and offer a warm goodbye. Once most everyone is left, it's time to tidy up. Just a quick walk through the pews to put Bibles back and pick up any bulletins left behind. You'll also need to make sure the offering is taken from the altar and put somewhere secure. And the very last thing is to do a final sweep. Check the rooms, lock all the doors, and hit the lights. You're done. Okay, one last really important detail. What you do with the bulletins and attendance books is a little different depending on which service you're working. So listen up. After the first service, you'll take any leftover bulletins and just get them ready for the second service. And the attendance books go right back in the pews. But after the second service, any leftover bulletins go into the recycle box in the office. And for the attendance books, you'll pull out the filled-in sheets and take those to the office. See the difference? It's a small thing, but it helps us stay organized. You know, at the end of the day, your service as an usher, it matters. It's a tangible way you contribute to our worship, and it is so appreciated. It's a humble role, but it's a powerful one. So from all of us here at Timothy, thank you. Thank you for your willing hearts and for your faithful service.